I see Candace, Nancy, James. Oh, yeah, we can do a roll call. Julia, do you have the names of everyone? Okay, perfect. Sam Betters.
Present.
Nancy Jackson.
I'm here.
Anthea Martin. James Martinez.
Here.
Ryan Moses.
Here.
Candace Payne.
Present.
Okay, I'm LaDawn Sperling. I also have Monique's proxy. Monique is not here. So we do have a quorum. Thanks, Julia. And we will start with Andrew Ashley with the State Housing Board for introduction and updates.
Don't really have many updates. We just finished up our the last of our series. We had our online webinar engagement series on Monday. So the summer of traveling around the state has come to a close. Got a lot of really great feedback, a lot of really good sessions. Other than that, we're kind of still in the process of retooling our application cadence and looking at scoring criteria and stuff like that. As soon as we are ready to release that to the public, we will let you all know, and would love to hear your feedback. But apart from that, I think that's all I've got.
Great, thanks, Andrew. We will go into the project application reviews. Our first one is 33801 Kings Crossing, and I'm going to introduce Richard Stevenson to introduce the presenters.
Thank you, and thank you to the board for the opportunity. It's my pleasure to present Kings Crossing Village. The project consists of 3 buildings that will provide 178 affordable units. The emphasis will be for families and seniors. The development group is a partnership of Community Development Partners and Restoration Christian Ministries, who are requesting $7,120,000 for new construction. The total unit construction will be 179 units. There will be 1 unit for a resident manager. Community Development Partners was formed in 2011, and since that short time has completed or is currently working on 55 projects comprised of 5,100 units of affordable housing in Oregon, California, Nevada, and Arizona. Restoration Christian Ministries is a community development corporation serving economic and socially diverse neighborhoods in Aurora since 1999, assisting with access to housing, counseling, rental assistance, food assistance, job training, early education, childcare, and homeless solutions. CDP and RCM will control the partnership with a 51% and 49% ownership stake, respectively. Among the tax credit and bond financing commitments in the financial stack, RCM has received $3 million in Congressional HUD grant award. The soft cost per unit deviates somewhat from the Division of Housing parameters by about 6.64%. However, the cause is due to more recent cost impacts to insurance, construction interest, TAP and impact fees, and even the PUPA, which is coming in a little bit higher than DOH guidelines, is due to Resident Services Coordinator, the full-time employee that will be on site. Staff recommends funding for the Kings Crossing Village LLC up to $7,120,000 in the form of an HDG grant, cash flow loan at a rate of 1%. The Division of Housing would represent 9% of the total budget. And here to present some more details about the project, today we have Community Development Partners Chief Development Officer Jessica Woodruff and Restoration Christian Ministries Pastor Katane Gilbert to give us some more information. Go right ahead, you guys.
Hello, I'm Jessica Woodruff, as you said, the Chief Development Officer of CDP. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. We're very excited because this funding will allow the project to close in December of this year and begin construction in January. Kings Crossing Village is a 179-unit community for all ages, serving seniors, families, and individuals with children, together with intergenerational programming and full-time resident services by RCM. Based on the needs outlined in Aurora, we have designed this community to include a range of income levels, from seniors on fixed incomes to larger working families. The project includes 3 buildings centered around a common courtyard. Amenities include a resident services wing, playground, lawn, planter boxes, indoor and outdoor kitchen, fitness and activity room, library, and a lounge. The project will highlight sustainability with an all-electric design with a heat pump hot water heater central plant, which is the first of its kind in Aurora, and a large solar array. Pastor Kay?
Hi, my name is Pastor Katane Gilbert, and I am the Senior Pastor of Restoration Christian Ministries and Restoration Christian Fellowship. Kings Crossing Village is the fulfillment of our founding leader, the late Dr. Felix Gilbert, whose multifaceted vision addresses the felt needs of our community. RCM's mission is to restore people back into society through the ongoing development of a full housing continuum. RCM has established a safe hub for the unhoused population through our current safe parking and safe outdoor space programs. Located in the CenterTech neighborhood of Aurora, the census tract is the most racially and ethnically diverse in the state and will serve a culturally rich population. Additionally, Aurora's population grew by approximately 16% from 2010 to 2020, and as growth continues, the demand for housing increases. Approximately 30% of Aurora's households are cost burdened, and a significant increase from previous years, and highlights the affordability crisis. The senior population in Aurora is also growing rapidly. By 2030, it is projected that seniors will make up a larger portion of the population, increasing the demand for senior-friendly housing options. The main plaza of Kings Crossing Plaza will pay homage to the vision of Dr. Pastor Felix Gilbert. Public art and bandstand will be in the center of the spaces, which will host live jazz and other concerts to celebrate the community, and we are excited to bring this project to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the board members? Nancy?
Thank you. I don't really have a question, but I do live in Aurora, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't make mention of the amazing work that Restoration Christian Church has already been doing for the unhoused in Aurora. And so with their experience and with the community development partners who also have a pretty good experience, I'm really excited to support this project.
Thank you, Nancy. Any other questions or comments from board members? Okay. Well, we will move on to the next project. 33899 and 34122 901 Navajo Street. And once again, it is Richard Stevenson with the Department of Housing. Richard.
Thank you again. Yes, thank you for that. And this project is being developed by nonprofit developer Mercy Housing Mountain Plains. And the project will include permanent supportive housing services as well as a federally qualified health center. The health center will be owned and operated by Denver Indian Health and Family Services and is financed separately from the Division of Housing requested unit funding. The Division of Housing portion of the project will include 190 units with a 7-story 2-elevator building bifurcated into 2 buildings. The project is a transit-oriented development located within 1 block of the 10th and Osage light rail station, and all residents will receive free transit passes. Mariposa Childcare and Neighborhood Elementary, Middle, and High Schools are all located within walking distance, as are several higher education institutions. Services for the project will use a tailored approach to residents' needs with a team of on-site case managers to serve the 94 PSH households. All 190 households will have access to clinical behavioral health services, as well as culturally responsive housing stability, health and wellness, financial literacy, job readiness, and youth services provided collaboratively by Mercy Housing, WellPower, Denver Indian Health and Family Services, and NAHC. Mercy Housing is requesting $8 million, and staff recommends providing up to $5,640,000 or $60,000 per unit in the form of a Prop 123 grant and up to $2,360,000 in the form of an HDG grant. The combined award is $8 million and or $42,105 per unit. One final thought, although in this case, the PUPA for this project is a little on the high side, this is typical for permanent supportive housing projects and the security of costs associated with them. Presenting for Mercy Housing, we have Carolyn Reed, the housing leader, development leader. Take it away, Carolyn.
Hi, thank you, Richard. Again, Carolyn Reed. I'm the Associate Director of Real Estate Development for Mercy Housing Mountain Plains. And thank you very much to the board for your time today and for considering our request. We really appreciate it. Mercy Housing is really excited to be partnering with Denver Indian Health and Family Services, Native American Housing Circle, and WellPower to develop and operate 9th and Navajo Street, which is same 901 Navajo Street, 9th and Navajo. Turns out 901 Navajo is going to be the clinic address. So that's why I've been starting to try to transition a little bit. The mission of the project is to address the persistent housing and health disparities that are faced by the American Indian and Alaska Native population in the Denver metro area in a more holistic way. So the American Indian Alaska Native community members are overrepresented 4 times among the region's unhoused people relative to their share of the population, and they have worse health outcomes. So the difference at 9th and Navajo will be twofold. One will be providing both health and housing resources together on one site in a coordinated partnership with ongoing cross referrals between the housing and the health clinic. And 2, we will have American Indian Alaska Native organizations and staff members, Native American Housing Circle and Denver Indian Health and Family Services on the front lines and backed up by Mercy Housing and WellPower, who have decades of experience providing affordable housing and clinical case management in a residential setting. So just a few project highlights. The building will be all electric, similar to the previous one, with high efficiency heat pumps for heat and for hot water. We're also going to have a large solar panel array that's going to offset about 1/4 of the project's energy use. The design was developed through close collaboration with American Indian Alaska Native community members, tribal leaders, and architects to incorporate culturally relevant design. And in parallel, the design team also used a trauma-informed design process that led to a very nature-oriented design with green spaces at a large front porch, a 2nd-story garden deck, a 3rd-story terrace, and a sky deck in order to provide residents a range of spaces for gathering or quiet contemplation in nature. Additionally, the building includes a 2-story round gathering space for resident and community events, large family and supportive services spaces, a fitness center, and also an out of school time space for school-aged children with a play space. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Do we have any questions? Nancy?
Sorry, I guess I forgot to put my hand down.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't have any questions. I think it looks like a great project.
Perfect. It looks like Ryan has a question.
Yes, thanks, LaDawn, and thanks, Ms. Reed, for the excellent presentation. Could you please explain, in addition to what you've already laid down from a culturally sensitive design perspective in terms of housing, what other, I guess, tangible or demonstrative changes or modifications have been made through the lens of American Indian, Alaska Native from a culturally sensitive design perspective?
Sure. So the rendering that we gave to Richard to put on the slide here is actually an older version of the exterior of the building. The latest version actually uses the exterior ephes to look more like a woven geometric blanket, and we came up with that design working with some Cheyenne and Arapaho tribal leaders, and those are the folks who were on this specific land that we're going to be building on. We also, there's a large 2-story round gathering space, which you can kind of see at the kind of left-hand corner of the rendering there. What we heard from community members is that there is something about being in a round space that really makes them feel like they're at home. As you probably know, building round spaces with straight materials is not the most affordable. So we really worked hard with our design team to figure out, okay, one, where can we have a round space that really has the most impact, but also where do we do it that is the most affordable? And it turned out that doing it on this, prominently on this corner, but also in concrete was like the most cost sensitive and high impact way to do so. We also are working with our Native American architect on plant selection. So we'll have we're going to have a medicine wheel out front as part of the front porch design that has culturally significant plantings. Those are some of the big ones, but we are also working with our team to figure out some other Indigenous artists that we can bring in to help. I guess we've set aside some kind of high impact spaces around the lobby where we'll be able to have an Indigenous artist come in and create a mural. And have also just kind of like spotlighted some opportunities to put up kind of historic or kind of like cultural educational materials as well for folks who live there.
Well, no, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Sam?
Thank you, LaDon. Carolyn, thank you for the presentation. I think DOH staff has made this an easy day for us because they brought us 2 really good projects. I just had a couple, questions, maybe one a question with two different parts. With regard to the project and the goals, what is the size of the American Indian and Alaska Native population in the market area, and how do you market and target that population without violating fair housing laws?
That is a good question. So my understanding, and I don't have the raw number, but the American Indian Alaska Native population is only a few % of the local population, but they're represented 4 times that among the homeless population. Within fair housing, we cannot select residents based on their ethnic or cultural background or race. The idea behind the project is to really develop, tailor the project to the needs of Native Americans, and knowing that whoever applies to live there will be able to. We are partnering with Native American Housing Circle and Denver Indian Health and Family Services, who are 2 of the leading Native American nonprofits service providers in the area, and they will be able to provide referrals to the building. They'll be providing programming at the building. That community space will also, DFIS and Housing Circle, Denver Indian Health and Family Services, DFIS is slightly easier, will also be doing events in those spaces that are open to the community as well. So we don't expect this to be 100% American Indian Alaska Native project. We expect it to have more than their share of the population at large. And we think that by working with the organizations that are working with those groups directly, we'll be able to find them and reach out to them to live here.
Great. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, does anyone need to recuse themselves on either of these projects? Okay, so I will entertain a motion as a group for these two projects. For Kings Crossing and Navajo Street.
I'll move that, Nancy Jackson.
Thanks, Nancy. Do we have a second?
Second it, Ryan Moses.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, all those in favor say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
And that concludes our meeting. Meeting
Thank you.
adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Take care,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you.